can't begin to even explain this game is just massive, man. It really is so big. And I still can't believe it that we're sitting here on the 20th of March and Spurs and fan groups need to make an incentive to line the streets, not to go for a title, not to go for top four, but to save our Premier League status.
I know.
It's just nuts. Like, I just can't believe that this is where we're at. Even after finishing 17th last season, I never thought like we would be properly embroiled in a relegation battle the way we are now. Like, it is scary stuff. 1 point above the drop.
Absolutely. Look, I've come to terms with it a long time ago. This is the season we're having, and this is the relegation fight.
You might have come to terms that we're actually in a relegation battle, and I have as well. But still, I guarantee. I don't. Oh, I'm talking for myself. I can't speak for you, but I can't envisage us playing Championship football.
No.
Like, as much as it's real that we're here, you can't actually imagine that it's actually going to happen.
After Palace, I was starting to like, okay, maybe I'm going to have to get used to the fact that maybe we will.
You were searching the routes to Preston.
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe. I was like, well, what time's the EFL highlights on Saturday night? I was starting to look up these things because I was like, okay, I think we might be done here. And I think a lot of people felt that.
You were looking at all the permutations. Can we play Champions League football and be in the Championship at the same time?
Is it possible? How's the schedule going to work? But given what's happened this week, it's been a massive lift at a perfect time. So hopefully this can kind of kick us on. We know we have the players that are good enough to get us out of the situation. Yeah. We know we shouldn't be in this situation. We know reasons have conspired against us for us to be in a relegation fight. I think in other seasons, the season we've had would probably have us, in like mid-table or something. But because of the injury crisis, on top of mismanagement at the top, on top of bad appointments of Frank and all this kind of stuff, that has led us to us being right down the bottom, and we're a Rizzler paper away from the relegation zone at the moment. So it's crazy. It's crazy where we're at.
All the things are Rizzler paper.
That's what we are, and it's nuts how close we are to the relegation zone. We should never be kind of this close.
Yeah.
Even at our very worst, even last season at our very worst, when we were losing game after game, I think the closest we ever got was like 9 points away from the relegation zone. So to be 1 point, and to also up against teams like Forest and West Ham, who also think they shouldn't be going down. They believe we're going to be in the Prem next season. They're playing like, especially West Ham are playing like at the moment that they have that belief they will not be in the Championship next season. So you're looking at it. There's no easy way out of this at the moment. But when you're in the rut that we're in, you just need something to go for you, don't you? You just need something to go your way. And it seemed as though at Anfield, we were playing well, missing chance after chance. It looked like we're probably going to come away with some kind of credit in terms of how we played, but not the result. So the fact that we got that goal right at the end, I think gave that team the belief, okay, we're onto something here. There's actually something happening in terms of the way we're playing and how Tudor's got us playing. That's reinforced on Wednesday with the win. So hopefully going into this game with the fan incentives that's happening, with the magnitude of the game momentum we have, and as well Forest aren't playing that well at the moment, this is a massive opportunity.
Yeah, I think Forest will be really upset with the way, because they haven't got that new manager bounce under Vitor Pereira, just like we didn't get that new manager bounce under Igor Tudor. I said to you, at the Atletico game, we've got that delayed new manager bounce now with the result at Anfield, and a good performance and a win against Atletico Madrid, albeit not going through. But
do you feel his job's still on the line in this game?
I think the last 2 games, it's moving in the right directions. Look, I think if we lose this game, it's a massive step backwards, and I think his job will be questioned. I don't know if he'll be sacked, but it'll be massively questioned. You can't lose this game. No matter what. This game you cannot lose. Like, if we lose this game, that is so damaging to our Premier League status. It really is. Mm-hmm. So if we do lose this game, I think they might panic and sack him, even though we've had a few positive results. But all of that goes out the window. The positivity all goes out the window if we lose.
100%. We have to get 3 points. Or even, a draw is not a good result. I'm not taking a draw, but even a draw is keeps us in out of the relegation zone.
But look, the reality is, even before the game has happened now, we can only go on these last two games that we've seen. And before these games, building up to the Liverpool game, we're all saying this guy's clueless, doesn't know what he's doing, this, that, laying into him from every single corner. I was saying after Palace, get him gone now. He's clueless. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Get Harry in.
Yeah, I was saying all these things. And the reality is, you've got to give him massive credit for the last two games and how he's got into these players. Now these players are playing well, and they're playing with a bit of sense of freedom, and they're attacking.
And considering the lineups he's had, Anfield, he's playing Danso and Dragoshin centre-back. He's playing Sousa right wing. What is this lineup he's playing? You know what I mean? And he's getting a point there with that team under those circumstances. Yeah. On Wednesday, still had a bucket load of injuries, and that was the best we've played this season. Some of the football we played was phenomenal. The interchanges between Gray and Javi, Moani was playing well, Tell as well. Some of the most electric football we've played the whole season. And look, it might have taken a few games. Let's hope this carries on Sunday. But, we created a lot of chances at Anfield as well. Alisson had to make a lot of saves, and same with the Atletico keeper. So he's got us with belief again that we can score, we can create chances, we can hurt the opposition, where we look just devoid of all that belief before that. So credit to Igor. He seems to be doing something with them and getting a different tune out of them. And he seems to have instilled this belief in the players that they're much better than they are, and they can play football. They can do a lot better than they've showed. Whereas the messaging from Frank a lot of the time was, I'm missing all my attacking players. What do you expect from me? All this kind of stuff. Whereas look at the stuff we're playing at the moment, and we're playing a lot better football than we have done this season. Now, as I say, it has to continue on Sunday for there to be real further evidence that this is what we're going to be seeing from now to the end of the season. But the evidence of the last two games is these players are definitely playing in a different way, more belief, more fight. And I think Igor definitely has to get credit for the uptick in performance over these last two games. Now, I think it's definitely you have to categorise it as small wins rather than big wins at the moment.
Of course.
Because we haven't won a Premier League game yet. So you don't want to go overboard and say, wow, it's all turned around and everything's great, because that's not the truth yet. But the evidence suggests that going into Sunday, we've got more momentum than Forest. That's the truth.
Yeah, 100%. Look, they went through in their European tie. We went out. But I still think in the manner, they had to go all the way to penalties and just get past Midtjylland, where, we beat Atletico Madrid 3-2 on a one-off day. Could have been a lot more on day, and we could have gone through. I think the feeling for Spurs fans after that game, to Forest fans after that game, in a weird way, in a strange way, where they've gone through and we've gone out, is more positive from the Spurs fans than it is from Nottingham Forest fans. How strange is that? Yeah. But I do think that's the case. It's just, we all needed like a catalyst. We needed a moment for this kind of momentum to change, for this momentum shift, for confidence levels to rise. And I do think that moment was that Richarlison last-minute equaliser at Anfield. And like you mentioned before, at the best of times, we struggle at Anfield. And to get that last-minute equaliser and then to back that up with that performance against Atletico Madrid, albeit we did concede stupid goals, and they did, were able to create chances.
But we didn't let it affect us on the pitch.
Correct,
that
exactly.
was important.
Yeah, 100%. So that catalyst of the Richarlison goal the momentum needs to keep growing now. It needs to keep growing now.
And I think Rishi's proving, potentially, if there's one player you want in a relegation battle, it's him. He's done it with Everton, and I think he's really stepping up. He was scoring goals even before that, even in games where we were winning, but he was scoring, and now he's got a big goal and an equalising goal at Anfield. He loves scoring against Liverpool, and he's going to be massive on Sunday, I feel. That fight, that just, the kind of player where you hate playing against him, because you just never know where he's going to show up, what position. He's just constantly going at you. And even if he miscontrols or misses a chance, I think he had 5 chances against Liverpool, and it was the 5th chance he took.
Yeah.
Liverpool defenders probably looking at it, thinking, oh, he's missed those chances, he's probably going to give up hope, but he just never does. He keeps going and going right till the last. Doesn't matter how many chances he missed, he believes he's going to get another one, he'll put it away. And he did. And those kind of elements are so important in a relegation fight. That just willingness to keep going and fight and battle for the team. And I think he's going to be massive on Sunday against 2 tough centre-backs, who are not having the best season, but they're very good players. And Rishi's going to have to ruffle up a few feathers against what is Brazilian compatriot.
Yeah.
Murillo.
Murillo. But, the story, the kind of sad story on the flip side of that, as much as, we're speaking with confidence, we think we're going to go against Nottingham Forest to win the game, there is the Morgan Gibbs-White situation looming over our heads, isn't there? If Dr. Tottenham, let's not, I don't even want to mention that, but, that is something to mention, isn't it? Because Gibbs-White, we all know what happened in the summer, and the story's there to be written, unfortunately.
Yep. And that's there, but we have to battle against that. We've got more important things. We've got more important stories to write than Gibbs-White scoring a winner at our ground. We've got a battle against relegation to talk about. We've got we've got a winning goal, maybe a Morgan Gibbs-White own goal to talk about. That's what I'm thinking.
Could it be his first goal for Tottenham?
Could be. That's what I'm thinking. So look, Gibbs-White, that story. People might be writing the headlines already, but I think we're going to be writing different headlines on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Nottingham Forest, we know their form has been shocking for a long time. I think it was probably better under Deitch than it was under Vitor Pereira. They actually got worse in terms of results. But what I saw a stat from is that since Vitor Pereira has joined Forest, they've actually taken one of the most shots in the league, but they can't seem to put it in the back of the net.
To be fair, their results in the Prem under him: 1-0 loss at home to Liverpool, 2-1 loss away at Brighton, 2-2 draw away at City, and then a 0-0 draw at home to Fulham. So, what was that? 4 games, two losses and 2 draws. But the last 2 Premier League games, 0-0 to Forest and a 2-2 to City. So not terrible results, and they've just gone through in Europa League. So maybe they'll feel like they're building a bit of momentum.
How does it make sense that since the beginning of February we've picked up 2 points, and those 2 points have come against Man City and Liverpool?
I know, it's just Tottenham.
What is this? What is this?
We're just the most bizarre club. We don't have logic, rhyme or reason. We just exist in an alternate universe to football logic.
It's just madness. You can't write this stuff up. You really can't. And Nottingham Forest as well. They're struggling to pick up points. The only point they've picked up is against Man City in recent weeks.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to make out of it. All I know is that we got to go there as a united club, from fan base to players. Everyone has got to be pulling in the same direction this weekend. And I'm sure if that big atmosphere is what I think it's going to be and what everyone's saying it's going to be, then we're going to win the game. We have to win the game. There's nothing else we can say.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Forest being this bit more expansive team, a bit more attacking team, might play into our hands a bit. Yes, it's going to put our defence under a bit of pressure, but also means there should be more spaces for us. And I think you look at their kind of defence, and they've been leaky. I know we've been leaky. I know we've been bad, all this kind of stuff. But I think our attack will look at what they've got to offer and be thinking, we can have a go at these.
Yeah.
Like the way Xavi was playing on Wednesday, he's got to be thinking, I've got to ride this momentum. I've got to be in the rhythm that I'm in. And I think the attacking players we've got, off the back of some, Richarlison getting goal, all 3 of them have scored in the last 3 games. Or 4 games, because Solanke scored against Atletico.
Yeah.
So Solanke, Mouani, Xavi, and Richarlison have all scored in the last 4 games. So that's, I think, massive going into this game on Sunday.
Yeah, it really is. Oof. I never thought a Forest game at home would be so big, but here we are, and looking very much forward to it. Archie Gray is going to be absolutely massive. Let's hope he can continue the form. The form this guy is showing, it's really kind of now you're really starting to see why we spent all that money on him.
Yeah, for sure. And he's maybe a lot of the time he spent on fullback, centre back, other positions, has probably helped him. It's probably not helped in how to play in midfield, but it's probably helped develop other sides of his game he wouldn't have developed as much if he's only playing in midfield. And I think the way he played against Atletico,
such maturity.
Yeah, but the physicality, the the little touches. You know, he got an assist for Javi's goal, first goal, and then he also brilliantly played a role in the when Porro got that chance. He was brilliant in that moment, and as well when Tell had that chance to make it 2-0, he was amazing in that moment as well. So he has been phenomenal in recent weeks, and he was a brilliant performance from him. Ali Gold, I was watching his video saying, does Archie win our player of the season?
I think he might do, you know.
One good game, no.
But like, who else is going to win our player of the season?
Maybe Richie.
I think they should just disband that for this season. There should be no player of the season this year. But if anyone's going to get it, it's probably Archie or Van de Ven. I know Van de Ven's been. I know he's been poor over the last couple of months, but if you look at the whole season,
yeah, definitely up until January, he was our player of the season by far.
Romero, people are saying, yeah, I mean Romero, Van de Ven, or Archie Gray.
Kudus.
I wouldn't say Kudus. I'll probably say Romero, Van de Ven, or Archie, probably, for our player of the season. For me.
Depends how Kudus ends the season, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Rishi's got a shout. I think Rishi has a shout.
Potentially. I don't know. Who do you guys think? Who's going to get our player of the season?
It's not exactly a great season for us. It's like no great candidate. Richarlison's actually done quite well. I think, look, he's throughout the whole season, whenever he's been available, he's pretty much been consistently scoring, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
How many Prem goals is he on now? 9 or 10?
Richarlison, he's on. I think he's on 8 or 9.
Probably going to be our top goal scorer. Maybe Porro. Mickey is suspended. No, he's not. He's back. No, he was suspended for Anfield.
Yeah. He scored 9 Premier League goals, 3 assists.
Yeah. Can't really complain too much given how the season's gone.
So if he scores 2 more, that's equalled with his best ever Spurs Premier League season. He got 11 in the 23-24 season.
So he's going to get more than that. He's going to break it.
Yeah.
He'll get 13, 14.
And his most assists ever was in that season as well, which was 4, and he's on 3 already.
But he only played 27 that season. No, 20. No, he played 28 that season.
Yeah.
So he's only 3 appearances behind that.
Yeah. So this is his most available season as well.
But what a story it would be if we can relegate Marinakis after what happened on Sunday.
That would be so sweet, man. That would be sweet. And as much as I don't like West Ham, and trust me, I don't like West Ham, Nottingham Forest are the team I want to go down. I really do. I want them to go down with all their tomfoolery in the summer, man. Marinakis deserves to be relegated after the way he's like completely put the self-destruct button by himself on the Nottingham Forest season. So I really want them to go down. I really do.
Yeah, Forest are one of these weird. They're a weird team because they've obviously had a brilliant season last season. This season has gone completely wrong for them. But you look at, they still got so many good players, haven't they? Gibbs White, Elliot Anderson still having a great season. That centre-mid partnership, Milenkovic, Murillo, are still, you look at them as pretty solid. They spent big money in the forward line as well over the summer. Maybe not great players like Hutchinson. They still got like Hudson-Odoi.
Well, as much as, the Sharks have been circling with Tottenham and the players that we've got, the Sharks are going to be circling for Nottingham Forest if they go down.
Absolutely.
And West Ham. West Ham have also got good players. I think when you're looking at the relegation candidates right now, I think the team, you mentioned it a few weeks ago, but I think the team that's probably going to go is Leeds.
They're still absolutely in it, although they do have the best fixtures. But at the moment, it's almost like that's not the most important thing. It's how you're playing and how you're gonna get the points. Because as you've seen, if you're playing well, you can get points off the likes. West Ham drew with City, and we drew Liverpool. So even if you've got tough fixtures, if you're playing well, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
At the end of the day, there's no team in this league that are unbeatable. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. Like anyone on their given day can beat City. Even nick a draw off Arsenal, obviously the best team in the league right now. And they're the fixture where you think about, all right, we probably won't get anything here. But apart from that, anyone is fair game, let's be honest.
We've got them still Leeds, don't we, at home?
Yeah.
Our second last game of the season. No, third. Third last game of the season.
Yeah.
So that could be a massive game as well. So I think Leeds are definitely still in it. I think Palace probably just enough now. They've probably just got just enough points to be all right. Although we predicted them to really struggle, I think they should be okay. So I think West Ham, Forest, Tottenham, Leeds is a four-way fight.
But if Leeds don't get a win this weekend, they go to Manchester United away next in the league. They could very well be in the relegation zone in a couple of weeks' time. Mm-hmm. It's not beyond all realms of possibility at all.
Absolutely. And then Man United next. Who do we have? We've got Sunderland away, not easy. Forest have Villa. West Ham have Wolves. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They could be in the relegation zone.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Then next but they do have Wolves the following week.
Wolves are one of the best teams in the league right now.
We have Brighton. Forest have Burnley. And West Ham have Palace away. Again, everyone's got decent games. I think there's going to be a lot of toing and froing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping if we win this weekend, I don't think we will be in the relegation zone at all this season.
If we win this weekend, is a draw at Sunderland a good result?
Probably. Probably.
So I'm looking at, because we got Brighton and Wolves coming up. Well, we've actually got some form teams coming up, don't we? Because we got to play Brighton, we got to play Wolves, we got to play Chelsea. I know they're not a form team, but Chelsea away, and Everton last game of the season. I mean, Everton, Wolves, and Brighton are some of the the most unformed teams at this moment in time.
See what form they are when they play.
That's true.
Because you're not playing them now, we're playing them then. We got Villa. We still got to go to Villa Park and Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Are we mad if we get results in those kind of games? Yeah, we can't get results like home to Palace or whatever.
Look, if Chelsea are still in the moment, that Chelsea game is going to be massive because we're going to need it to stay up. They're going to need it for that top 5 race. That is going to be a major game.
Yeah, but our team's going to be in a stronger place then, isn't it? So it's a weird one where when teams are facing us right now, I think they're facing us confident because of how we've been this season. Yet we've obviously been, for large parts of the season, ravaged with injury. All of a sudden, when you're coming up against us late in the season, we're going to be near full strength. Players back, Kudus there, Kudus back, and we're going to have maybe other players more in form, like Xavi and whatever. It could be a different Tottenham they're playing.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe teams can underestimate us.
Yeah, I do think these players are going to need time to get back to full fitness and everything like that because they've been out for a while. Like you're talking about 3-4 months Bentancur, 3-4 months Kudus.
So we're not in any other competition, so...
Yeah. But these guys are going to need a few games to get back into the swing of things, I'll imagine. But yeah... It's just gargantuan, people. Gargantuan, the size of this game this weekend. And the nerves are going to be building up.
Feels like cup final.
Yeah, we don't talk about cup finals this weekend.
Sim, how now Mickey will be available? It's not second yellow card. Mickey didn't get second. He got a direct red, so tell me. Because if it's a last man red card, it's only one game.
He's not suspended, guys.
He's back. It's only a 3-game ban if it's dangerous play, violent conduct.
Yeah.
That's the only time it's a 3-game ban. Last man red cards are 1 game. 1-game ban. Unless it's your second red card of the season, and then it's an extra game, so it'll be 2 games.
I saw a report earlier today from Tom Colomose saying that Chris Wood could be back.
Chris Wood.
He hasn't played since the first 2 games of the season.
Really? Has he been that long?
Yeah.
Which he scored in those games as well, or one of them. Bloody hell! I didn't realise it's been that long.
Yeah, he's been out all season pretty much.
That's crazy. That's also been something that's hampered them so much because he had a ridiculous scoring rate last season, like in terms of conversion rate. It was something like 30%, something like no one's ever seen.
But I think if he would have stayed fit, like he was never going to replicate that, surely.
No, that was always like he's never done that in his career. That kind of conversion rate it was a massive one-off.
I think like the strikers that they've signed have been I think they've been poor, to be honest. Igor Jesus looks like a handful, but he hasn't shown the ability to put the ball in the back of the net regularly. And Callum Wendo came and went. We were in for Callum Wendo. I just don't know what happened with Callum Wendo there.
Yeah, I know. They didn't fancy him. He did all right in Europa League, but Premier League they just didn't fancy it at all.
Yeah.
Didn't fancy it at all.
Who else? So their predicted lineup, they're going for a 3-4-3 with Sells in goal, Abbott, Milenkovic, Morato. They're not going for Murillo. I'm sure Murillo will play. With Williams, Dominguez, Anderson, Aina, Hutchinson, Gibbs-White and Igor Jesus.
I mean, the only thing that worries me is Anderson and Gibbs-White. Those two, they really don't. Obviously, Anderson is just so good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is one of the best in the league. He's phenomenal. And if he dominates in that centre... The thing is, I don't see Forest dominating this game. I really don't see them dominating. I think it's going to be about us dominating, but whether we can really take advantage of our domination, or whether we're good enough to create the chances or not.
And I think we will be. I think we've got more quality. I think we got more quality in the forward line that they have. I really believe that. Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Do you not believe we got more quality in the forward line than they've got?
For sure, I think so.
They've just got more. I think they've got more quality in midfield than us. But if you take the whole team, then we've got more quality overall for sure.
Yeah, I especially when all our players are fit, that's for sure. But even right now, you look at that team. I don't know if you did a combined 11, how many?
Maybe we'll do that with Wolfie then.
We'll do a combined 11 Wolfie. Spoilers, we're getting Wolfie on.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure he said he'll come on.